Aliens warned, "Do not attack humanity. No one survives their wrath." The stars stretched endlessly over the human colony on Arden 5. Small lights dotted the surface of the planet, glowing softly in the dark. Most of the colony's buildings were simple and functional, built to withstand storms and occasional quakes. Humans worked quietly, unaware that above them, something watched. Captain Ethan Brooks walked along one of the main corridors of the colony's command center. He was tall, with short brown hair and calm green eyes. His uniform was neat, though dust from the last storm still clung to his boots. Beside him walked Lucas Gray, the colony's chief engineer. Lucas had a thin frame and always seemed a little nervous, but his mind was sharp, and he could fix almost anything. "Something feels off," Lucas said, his eyes scanning the monitors. The screens showed normal readings from the colony's outer sensors, but he had noticed small irregularities in the patterns, tiny blips that appeared for a second and disappeared. "Aliens?" Ethan asked, stopping to look at Lucas. "I don't know," Lucas admitted. "It's too small to be anything serious, but it feels like someone is watching." Ethan nodded slowly. "Let's keep an eye on it. Alert the scouts, but don't panic the others. We can handle ourselves." Outside the command center, the colony carried on. Humans were busy repairing farming domes, checking water systems, and tending to small children. The colony was peaceful, far from the busy human worlds, but peace could be dangerous. It made humans soft in the eyes of outsiders. Far away, in the dark void of space, a fleet of alien ships moved silently. They were sleek, silver, and covered with strange glowing symbols. The leaders of this fleet had received warnings about humans long ago. Some records described humans surviving storms that could destroy cities, enduring poisons and radiation that killed most other species, and even turning small weapons into victories against the strongest armies. But the alien leaders laughed at these warnings. They saw humans as weak, scattered, and untrained for war. They decided it would be interesting to test humans. They picked Arden 5 as their target. Back on the planet, Ethan and Lucas were looking at the latest reports. The sensors suddenly flickered and a wave of static ran across the screens. It lasted only a few seconds, but it was enough to make both men tense. "That was too regular," Ethan said. "It's not natural interference." Lucas shook his head. "We need to prepare just in case." "I'll start the secondary shields and alert the local defense squad." "Do it quietly," Ethan said. "We don't want to scare everyone." In the night sky, tiny streaks of light appeared. They were fast, moving far faster than anything the colony had ever built. Ethan's heart quickened as he realized what they were. "They're coming," he said, his voice steady but firm. Lucas looked at him, fear in his eyes. "We don't have enough firepower for this." "Maybe not," Ethan replied, "but we have brains. We'll use what we have." The alien ships entered the orbit of Arden 5. Huge shadows fell over the colony's farms and buildings. The humans stopped their work and stared. For a moment, the planet was silent, as if holding its breath. The aliens sent a communication. It was not in words humans could hear. Instead, it was a pulse of energy that passed through the colony's shields. Lucas quickly decoded it. "They want surrender," he said. "They expect no one to fight back." Ethan looked at the message and then at the colony below him. The people were small, but they were human. They would fight if needed. He pressed a button and sent a simple reply: "We will defend ourselves." The aliens hesitated. They had not expected defiance. Their leaders were surprised that a small colony could act so boldly. They believed humans were weak and would crumble under pressure. The first wave of attacks came quickly. Beams of energy struck the outer farming domes, destroying several. Alarms rang throughout the colony. Ethan's command center was hit, shaking the walls and sending sparks from the consoles. "Keep calm," Ethan shouted. "Everyone follow the evacuation routes. We will regroup at the central shelter." Lucas ran to the main control panel. His fingers moved quickly, activating emergency shields. redirecting power to critical systems and sending warning messages to scattered human pilots. One young pilot, Nate Carter, was preparing a small fighter. Nate had grown up on Arden 5 and knew every rock and ridge. He was brave, even reckless, but today courage was needed. Outside, the human defenders began to move. They were outnumbered, under-equipped, but determined. Farmers, engineers, and security personnel formed lines at key points, using whatever weapons they could find. Ethan watched, his heart heavy but his mind sharp. Humans might be small, but they were never easy to defeat. As the aliens continued their attack, something unexpected happened. The colony's defenses, small but clever, began to interfere with the alien ships. The shields pulsed with patterns that scrambled targeting systems. Alien beams that should have destroyed buildings instead fizzled and missed. Lucas yelled over the alarms, "They're confused. The shields are working better than expected." Nate jumped into his fighter and launched into the sky. He weaved through alien fire, dodging beams that could melt his ship in seconds. With a precise strike, he hit one of the alien command drones. It exploded in a burst of blue light, sending debris across space. The alien commanders were stunned. How could a small colony with only basic weapons manage to destroy one of their drones? Their confidence wavered. Ethan ordered the remaining human pilots to form a defensive pattern. Every move was calculated. Humans might not have the most advanced weapons, but they had creativity, teamwork, and courage. They would not give up. Hours passed and the battle continued. The aliens tried again and again, but each attack was met with resistance. The colony was damaged but not defeated. Farmers and engineers helped fight in any way they could, showing courage that surprised even the humans themselves. Finally, Nate made a bold move. He flew directly into the path of the alien flagship, triggering an overload in its navigation system. The ship spun out of control and crashed into a nearby asteroid, destroying itself. The aliens realized they had underestimated humans. They had thought this would be an easy conquest, but now their pride was shaken. They could retreat or continue attacking. Pride made many want to continue, but survival instincts whispered caution. Ethan sent another message to the aliens. It was simple: leave human space or face more loss. For a moment, silence hung in the void. Then the alien fleet began to withdraw. They were not defeated entirely, but they had learned something they did not expect. Humans, even small colonies, were not weak. They were dangerous when cornered. As the stars returned to normal, Ethan and Lucas walked through the command center, checking systems and helping survivors. People were tired, some injured but alive. The colony had survived its first true test. "We made it," Lucas said quietly. "For now," Ethan replied. He looked up at the dark sky, knowing this was only the beginning. Humans were peaceful, but they were not weak, and anyone who underestimated them would soon learn that the human spirit could never be destroyed. And far away, the alien leaders sent messages back to their homeworld, warning their own kind. Humans should never be attacked. Those who tried would not survive the wrath that waited quietly behind their calm faces and small weapons. The night on Arden 5 was quiet again. Humans worked to repair buildings, tend to the wounded, and comfort children. They did not celebrate. They had survived, yes, but they knew survival required preparation, courage, and unity. The lesson was clear. Humans could fight when needed, and they would not surrender. Ethan stood on a hill overlooking the colony, the wind blowing across his face. He felt pride, worry, and determination all at once. He knew the galaxy was full of dangers, but he also knew humans were never alone. As long as they stood together, no alien force could truly defeat them. He turned to Lucas. "We need to prepare. This was just a test. Something bigger will come and we must be ready." Lucas nodded. "Then we start tomorrow. We learn, we build, and we fight smarter." Humans don't quit. And so, under the calm stars of Arden 5, humanity took its first step in showing the galaxy why no one should ever underestimate them. The warning had been ignored by many, but the lesson would not be forgotten. Humans were small, yes, but their wrath, when awakened, was unstoppable. The morning sun rose over Arden 5, but the humans were not celebrating. The colony was quiet, focused. Repairs were underway, and everyone worked together. Ethan Brooks walked through the damaged corridors of the command center, checking on the engineers and medics. Lucas Gray followed, carrying tools and spare parts, ready to fix anything that might fail. "We did well yesterday," Ethan said, "but they will be back. The aliens won't forget this." Lucas nodded, wiping sweat from his forehead. "Our defenses held, but we barely scratched them. We need better weapons and stronger shields." Ethan looked at the sky. The stars were clear, and for now the alien fleet was gone. But he knew this was only temporary. They had attacked to test humans, and tests always came before real challenges. Far away in space, the alien leaders gathered. They were furious and confused. A small colony had survived an attack that should have wiped it out. The commanders blamed each other, arguing about strategy. One elder alien with silver skin and sharp black eyes spoke with calm authority. "We underestimated them," he said. "They are small, yes, but their resistance is not natural. We must prepare carefully before the next strike." "No," another alien hissed. "We strike again, crush them completely, show them we are the strongest." The elder shook his head. "Brute force alone will not work. They think differently. They adapt, they cooperate. We need strategy or we will fail." Meanwhile, on Arden 5, Ethan called a meeting with the colony's leaders. They gathered in the central shelter, a large dome designed for emergencies. Pilots, engineers, medics, and security officers all came together. Among them was Nate Carter, the young pilot who had sacrificed his fighter to destroy the alien drone, and Amelia Young, a medic who had stayed calm even under alien fire. "We survived because we stayed calm and worked together," Ethan said. "The aliens will not stop. They think this was a fluke. We need to prepare for what comes next." Laura King, one of the senior engineers, raised her hand. "We need more than repairs. We need new defenses, new strategies. We cannot fight them like yesterday. They are too many." Lucas Gray added, "I can modify the energy shields to be more flexible. We can redirect power faster and confuse their targeting. It will slow them down." "Good," Ethan said. "Start immediately. Everyone else train, prepare, and stay alert. No one panics. Humans do not panic." As humans worked, small groups of scouts detected alien signals approaching the outer edges of the system. The fleet was returning, larger than before. Ethan ordered the evacuation of civilians to underground shelters while the pilots prepared their fighters. Humans had few ships, but they were clever. They knew the terrain of Arden 5 and would use it to their advantage. The first alien ships appeared on the horizon. They moved with silent speed, silver hulls shining in the sunlight. Humans watched from the hills, ready to defend. Ethan stood beside Nate and Lucas, eyes scanning the sky. "Remember," Ethan said, "we fight smart, we fight together. Even if we are small, we are human." The aliens began their attack. Energy beams cut across the sky, striking at buildings and vehicles. Humans scattered, but not randomly. They moved in organized patterns, luring the aliens into traps. Lucas directed the shields, changing their frequency to scramble alien sensors. Some beams reflected harmlessly into the sky, others short-circuited alien systems. Nate led a squadron of human fighters, small and fast. They darted between alien ships, dodging beams and striking at weak points. One alien ship tried to chase Nate, but it was too slow. Nate led it into a canyon, where hidden human turrets destroyed it in seconds. "They are learning too fast," one alien commander shouted. "Their defenses are stronger than yesterday." "Humans are unpredictable," the elder alien said quietly. "We cannot win by force alone. We must retreat or find another way." On the ground, Ethan watched as a group of humans trapped an alien landing pod. Farmers, medics, and engineers used tools, cables, and improvised weapons to disable it. The aliens inside were stunned. Humans were small, yes, but coordinated and fearless. Amelia Young ran to help the wounded, her hands steady despite chaos around her. She treated burns, cuts, and broken bones, moving calmly from one person to another. The humans around her fought with the same determination, refusing to give in. Hours passed. Alien ships were damaged, some destroyed, and others retreated temporarily. Humans repaired what they could and adapted their defenses. Lucas showed Ethan a new device he had built overnight, a shield pulse generator that could temporarily blind alien sensors. "We can use this on their next attack," Lucas said. "It won't destroy them, but it will give us time to respond." "Good work," Ethan said. "Humans win not because we have the strongest weapons, but because we think, adapt, and work together. That is our strength." The alien commanders called a council mid-battle. They realized that attacking humans was not simple. Their ships were superior in technology, but humans used creativity and courage. The elder alien decided to change strategy. Instead of attacking colonies directly, they would try to isolate human pilots and leaders, hoping to break morale. But humans were ready. Ethan and Nate coordinated squads, moving quickly between points, confusing the aliens and protecting civilians. Humans were small, yes, but they were never predictable. As the sun began to set, the alien fleet pulled back. They were not defeated entirely, but they had learned something dangerous. Humans would not surrender. Humans could fight even when outnumbered. And humans would fight again. Ethan and his team gathered once more in the command center. They were tired but alive. Their efforts had slowed the alien attack and saved lives. "They will come again," Ethan said, "and we will be ready. Humans survive because we never give up." "We adapt, we fight together," Laura King nodded. "We need to upgrade defenses on other colonies too. This is not just Arden 5. If they try elsewhere, we must be ready." Lucas Gray smiled faintly. "They will learn soon enough that humans are not easy to destroy." The night fell on Arden 5. Fires from the alien attack burned in the distance, but humans worked steadily to repair and protect. Children slept safely underground, unaware of the chaos above. Adults took turns standing guard, watching the stars. Every eye was alert. Every mind focused. Ethan walked outside, looking at the stars. He knew the aliens would return, stronger and more determined. But he also knew the humans of Arden 5 would fight. Humans were clever, brave, and united. The galaxy might underestimate them, but those who did would pay a heavy price. Nate approached him, still in his flight suit. "They are coming back," he said. "Let them," Ethan replied. "We are ready. Humans are small, yes, but we never stop. We fight for each other. That is why they will never win." Far away, the alien fleet communicated with their homeworld. They sent reports of humans resisting, adapting, and striking back. The elder alien shook his head. He had warned them long ago, but they had not listened. Now they were learning the truth the hard way. Humans were not weak. Humans were dangerous. Humans could not be crushed easily. On Arden 5, Ethan, Lucas, Nate, and Amelia prepared for what would come. They strengthened shields, trained new pilots, and repaired damaged buildings. The colony was small, but it was alive and it would fight. Humans had survived the first strike. They would survive the second. And in the dark of space, the aliens who had underestimated humans realized a truth they could not ignore. Humans, though few in number and seemingly fragile, were not creatures to be tested lightly. Their defiance was only the beginning. Their courage and cunning promised a wrath that no alien could easily escape. As the night deepened, the colony lit its small lights, working tirelessly. Every human had a role. Every human had a reason. They were ready to defend their home, their people, and their future. No one outside their world understood them yet, but that would change. Soon, the galaxy would know the cost of attacking humans. And so, Arden 5 slept uneasily, while the stars above hid silent observers, watching and learning that humans were never to be underestimated. Even a small colony, with simple weapons and determined hearts, could resist forces far larger than themselves. The war had begun, and humanity had shown its first strength the day after the alien attack. Arden 5 was alive with activity. Humans moved quickly through the colony, repairing buildings, tending to the wounded, and preparing for what they knew would come next. Captain Ethan Brooks walked with Lucas Gray through the main corridors, inspecting every system. "We cannot wait for them to strike again," Ethan said. "We must take the fight to them." Lucas frowned. "We have a few ships and some weapons, but they are still far stronger. How can we fight them beyond our planet?" Ethan nodded. "It's not just about strength. It's about strategy. Humans have survived worse. We will call on other colonies, gather fleets, and learn everything we can about them. We have time if we use it wisely." He sent messages across human space. Every colony, every outpost, and every fleet received his call. Humans had learned from past disasters that unity was their greatest strength. Slowly, messages began returning, pilots ready, engineers willing, leaders prepared to join together. Admiral Kevin Ross, stationed on a nearby human world, received Ethan's call. He was a tall man with a serious face, known for his discipline and calm mind. "Humans are counting on us," he said to his officers. "We will not fail. Gather the fleets. Every ship, every pilot, every available weapon must be ready." On Arden 5, Laura King worked with Lucas to redesign the energy shields. "We can improve the pulse generators," she said, "and create a network. If one shield fails, the others will protect the colony automatically." Amelia Young moved through the med bay, training new medics to handle large numbers of wounded. "We must be ready for anything," she told them. "Humans survive because we help each other. Never forget that." Nate Carter and other young pilots trained constantly, running simulations of alien attacks. They studied the strange patterns of the alien ships, learning weaknesses and predicting behavior. Even small mistakes could be fatal, so every move had to be precise. Far in space, the alien leaders gathered again. They were angry at their failure. Their pride was wounded, but more importantly, they were worried. Humans had not just survived, they had fought back, adapted, and even damaged their ships. "We underestimated them," the elder alien said. "They learn, they adapt, and they fight together. Attacking them directly is costly. We need a new plan." "They are weak in numbers," another commander said. "We can isolate them and destroy each colony one by one." "But they think as one," the elder replied. "Their coordination is strong, and if we push too far, they will strike back beyond what we expect. Humans are dangerous." Back on Arden 5, Ethan gathered the colony leaders again. Maps of nearby star systems were spread across tables. He pointed to several human colonies. "We cannot wait for attacks to happen. We must move first, coordinate with other colonies, scout alien movements, learn their patterns." "We need more pilots," Nate said. "Our numbers are small. If we fight all at once, we could be overwhelmed." "Then we train more," Ethan replied. "Every human capable of piloting or defending will be prepared. Strength is not always in numbers, but in skill and unity." As humans prepared, scouts reported strange activity near the outer edges of the system. Alien ships were moving in formations humans had never seen before. Ethan realized the aliens were testing them again, probing for weaknesses. "Let them test," he said. "We watch, we learn, and we prepare. Every mistake they make is a chance for us." Nate and other pilots took to the skies, running exercises to intercept alien scouts. They learned to use the terrain of Arden 5, hiding in asteroid fields, and using sudden maneuvers to confuse alien sensors. Even small fighters could outsmart larger ships when humans worked together. On the ground, Laura and Lucas finished installing the new shield network. Pulses of energy ran across the colony like veins, connecting buildings, towers, and weapons systems. Now, even if a part of the colony was attacked, the energy would redirect and protect the rest. "This will slow them down," Lucas said. "It won't stop a full fleet, but it will give us time to react." Amelia trained medics to move faster and treat more injured at once. She also prepared emergency shelters underground for civilians, teaching them how to stay safe during attacks. Humans were small and fragile compared to alien ships, but their preparation made them strong. Days passed. Humans across the nearby systems received Ethan's messages. Fleets began to gather. Admiral Kevin Ross coordinated ships from multiple colonies, bringing together humans who had never met but shared a single goal: survival. On Arden 5, Ethan and Nate tested new strategies. They practiced ambushes, misdirection, and coordinated attacks. Even children learned drills, knowing that every human had a role. Humans survived by thinking, adapting, and working together. Far away, the alien fleet grew restless. Their commanders realized humans were not just waiting, they were preparing. Humans were gathering strength across multiple worlds, connecting colonies and sharing information. Their coordination surprised even the most experienced alien leaders. "Humans are organizing," the elder alien said. "We cannot strike quickly and expect victory. They will counterattack and the losses could be great. Then we strike carefully," another commander said. "We will isolate their leaders, destroy their fleets, and break their morale. They cannot resist forever." "We will see," the elder alien replied. "Do not forget, humans are dangerous." Back on Arden 5, Ethan addressed the colony. "Humans are not just surviving, they are rising. We have allies across the stars. We will defend ourselves and we will strike when the time is right. Courage, unity, and skill will carry us through. We may be few in number, but humans are never weak." Nate and other pilots prepared for a long journey. They would scout alien movements, relay information, and protect convoys carrying supplies. Every flight was dangerous, but humans had learned to survive danger through careful thinking and teamwork. Amelia oversaw medics in the new shelters, making sure everyone was ready for emergencies. Laura and Lucas monitored energy flows across the colony, ensuring shields were stable and weapons were functional. Humans had learned that preparation was their weapon. Weeks passed, and the human fleets grew stronger. Ships from multiple colonies moved together, forming a loose but coordinated force. Ethan and Kevin Ross communicated constantly, planning strategies and sharing intelligence. Humans were small individually, but together they were a force that could not be ignored. The alien fleet noticed this growth. They realized that the humans they had attacked at Arden 5 were not alone. Humans across nearby systems were connecting, preparing defenses, and training fighters. The elders admitted privately that they had underestimated humans. Even a single colony's resistance had triggered a galaxy-wide response. "Humans survive because they cooperate," the elder alien said. "We thought them weak. We were wrong. Very wrong." On Arden 5, Ethan, Lucas, Nate, and Amelia prepared for the first coordinated counterattack. They would not just defend, they would gather intelligence, disrupt alien supply lines, and test the limits of the enemy. Humans had learned from past attacks. Survival required not only courage but action. "Remember," Ethan said to his team, "we do not fight for glory. We fight to protect each other, our colonies, and our future. Humans never quit, never surrender, and anyone who attacks us will face more than they expect." Nate smiled. "Let them come. We are ready." Amelia added, "We are not just surviving, we are preparing." Humans always fight smarter, faster, and together. Lucas checked the final systems one last time. "Everything is working. The colony is ready. The fleets will arrive soon. Humans will not be caught unprepared again." As night fell on Arden 5, lights from other colonies appeared in the distance. joining the growing human network. Ships moved silently across the stars, carrying pilots, engineers, and supplies. Humanity was waking fully, and the galaxy had not yet understood its power. Ethan looked up at the stars, feeling the weight of responsibility. Humans had survived attacks, adapted, and now were preparing to fight back across multiple systems. The alien fleets might strike again, but humans were no longer weak. They were ready, united, and clever. And those who underestimated them would soon learn the cost of ignoring a warning. The elders of the alien fleet communicated once more. Reports of human organization, coordination, and skill were unsettling. Even their most confident commanders began to doubt. Humans were not just survivors. They were planners, thinkers, and fighters united across the stars. On Arden 5, Ethan and his team made one final plan before night ended. Scouts would track alien movements, pilots would train for long missions, engineers would improve defenses, and medics would prepare for casualties. Every human had a role. Every mind and hand mattered. And somewhere in the vast galaxy, the aliens began to understand what humans had always known. Attacking humanity was dangerous. Humans were clever, resilient, and united. Even when small in number, they could survive impossible attacks and turn weakness into strength. The preparation of humans was silent but deadly. The alien leaders feared what was coming. Humans were ready to fight across the stars, and no warning would stop them from showing the galaxy that survival was only the beginning. Humanity was waking, and the galaxy had not yet seen their full wrath. The human fleets were ready. Ships from multiple colonies moved silently through the stars, forming lines and formations that were small but clever. Captain Ethan Brooks watched the main display aboard his command ship, the Aurora, as scouts reported alien movements far ahead. "They are approaching," Nate Carter said, his voice steady. He stood at the side, eyes scanning the holographic display of the alien fleet. Even though the aliens had greater numbers and bigger ships, humans had advantages of planning, coordination, and surprise. Ethan nodded. "Remember, we do not charge blindly. Every move counts. Humans survive because we think, we adapt, and we act together. That is why they will fail if they underestimate us." Far across space, the alien fleet moved with confidence. They believed that superior technology and numbers would overwhelm humanity. Yet, every step brought them into traps carefully laid by human strategists. On Arden 5, Laura King and Lucas Gray monitored communications and shield networks. "We can redirect energy to any fleet in need," Lucas said. "If a group is under heavy attack, the pulse shields will slow the enemy and protect them." "Good," Laura replied. "Humans fight best when they survive long enough to plan their next move." The first contact occurred near a dense asteroid field. Alien ships moved quickly, confident that humans would scatter and fall apart. Nate led the first squadron of human fighters. Small, fast, and maneuverable, they darted between asteroids, confusing alien sensors. "We use the field to our advantage," Nate said. "Keep tight formations and strike weak points." Human fighters hit alien ships from unexpected angles. Small pulses of energy disrupted alien shields, and several ships spun out of control, colliding with asteroids or each other. The aliens were stunned. They had expected humans to run, not fight. On the ground of Arden 5, Ethan and the colony leaders coordinated defenses for the colonies still at risk. Energy pulses from shield generators and ground-based turrets disabled alien targeting systems. Civilians were moved to underground shelters while humans held the line above. Every human had a role, and each role mattered. "Look at them," Lucas said, pointing to the display. "They are not giving up. Even when outnumbered, they continue to advance." "That is human spirit," Ethan said quietly. "We fight because we must, not because we have no fear." In the heat of battle, Nate's squadron made a daring move. They lured a small group of alien ships into a canyon trap. Hidden human turrets opened fire from multiple angles, and shield pulses blinded alien targeting systems. One alien flagship was destroyed, sending a shockwave through the enemy fleet. "They are losing control," an alien commander said, panic rising in his voice. "How can a small number of humans cause such destruction?" "Humans are unpredictable," the elder alien said. "They adapt quickly, they think together, and they never give up. We cannot fight them like other species. They are dangerous." Meanwhile, human ground forces moved quickly. Small squads disabled landing pods, captured supplies, and rescued civilians trapped by alien attacks. Ethan watched the reports come in. Even though humans were smaller and had fewer weapons, their coordination made them a force that could not be ignored. Amelia Young worked tirelessly in field hospitals, treating burns, broken bones, and alien toxin exposure. Her calmness spread to other medics. Humans survived because they helped each other, even under the most dangerous conditions. Hours passed, and the alien fleet began to weaken. Every attempt to attack was met with clever resistance. Humans adapted mid-battle, changing formations, using energy pulses and striking at weak points. Ships that had been nearly destroyed were repaired and returned to the fight. "They are unstoppable," one alien commander muttered. "They do not surrender, they do not panic, and they continue to fight." "We must retreat," the elder alien said. "We cannot win if we continue like this. Humans are dangerous beyond our expectations." But retreat was not simple. Human scouts had learned the patterns of the alien fleet, and they pursued strategic targets. Small strike teams disabled critical alien systems, forcing larger ships to fall back. The aliens realized that every mistake cost them heavily. On Arden 5, Ethan, Nate, and Lucas coordinated one final attack for the day. A group of human fighters and modified ground turrets targeted a group of alien command ships. The alien fleet tried to escape, but energy pulses and ambushes slowed them down. One by one, alien ships were disabled, forcing the rest to retreat further. "They will think twice before attacking again," Ethan said. "Humans do not give up. We adapt and fight smart. That is our greatest weapon." As night fell on Arden 5, humans worked to repair damage, tend to wounded, and plan for the next day. They had not lost hope, even after hours of battle. Their coordination, courage, and intelligence had turned what seemed impossible into a victory. Far in space, the alien fleet regrouped. Their pride was wounded, and fear had begun to take root. The elder alien communicated with his leaders. Attacking humanity directly was not simple. Their technology alone could not guarantee victory. Humans fought in ways the aliens had not expected. "We underestimated them," the elder said. "Their unity, their courage, and their ability to adapt makes them more dangerous than we imagined. Attacking them directly is a risk we cannot take lightly." Back on Arden 5, Ethan and his team planned for the future. They would not wait for another attack. They would prepare to strike first if needed. Humans had learned that survival required not just courage but strategy, preparation, and cooperation across multiple colonies. Laura King and Lucas Gray improved shield networks and weapon systems. Nate trained new pilots, teaching them maneuvers to confuse alien sensors. Amelia prepared medics and shelters, ensuring every human could survive even the worst attacks. Humans were small, yes, but they were clever and coordinated. Even when outnumbered, they turned weakness into strength. Alien ships were powerful, but human strategy, speed, and courage made them vulnerable. And so, humanity continued its counterattacks, not recklessly, but carefully. They disrupted alien supply lines, disabled key ships, and saved as many lives as possible. The alien fleet began to fear the humans they had once thought weak. Ethan looked at the reports from multiple colonies. "They will come again," he said, "but we are ready. Humans fight not because we are fearless, but because we must protect each other and our homes. That is why we survive, and that is why they will fail." Nate smiled. We are just getting started. Humans always fight smarter and together. Amelia nodded. We are prepared. We survive, we adapt, and we fight. They will learn to respect humanity. Lucas looked at the shields, monitoring energy flows. Every system is ready. Humans are small, but we are never weak. The galaxy will see that soon enough. Far across space, the alien leaders realized the truth they had ignored. Humans were dangerous, not because of technology alone, but because of courage, cooperation, and intelligence. One small colony had turned into a network across multiple systems, and every day humans grew stronger and more united. Ethan walked through the command center, watching pilots, engineers, and medics at work. He knew the fight was not over, but humans had shown their strength. The galaxy might underestimate them, but those who did would pay a heavy price. The stars above Arden 5 were quiet now, but humans were awake and alert. They had learned, adapted, and fought together. Even a small number could defeat a larger force when courage and intelligence led the way. And somewhere in the distant void of space, alien leaders sent warnings to their fleets. Humans must never be underestimated. Every colony, every fleet, and every human fighter was capable of turning weakness into strength. Those who attacked humanity faced more than machines or weapons. They faced unity, courage, and strategy beyond expectation. The night passed with humans repairing, training, and planning. They were ready for what would come next. Their counterattacks had been successful, but the real war was only beginning. And far above Arden 5, the stars waited silently, as humans prepared to show the galaxy the true cost of attacking them. Their wrath was coming, and no one outside human space had yet seen the full force of their spirit. The human fleets moved silently through space, ready for the final push. Captain Ethan Brooks stood on the bridge of the Aurora, his eyes scanning the holographic displays. Alien ships had been weakened by earlier skirmishes, and human forces had grown in strength, coordination, and confidence. "This is it," Ethan said to Nate Carter, who stood beside him. "We finish what we started." Humans fight not because we enjoy war, but because we protect each other. That is why we win, Nate nodded. We've learned their patterns, their weaknesses. We strike together and nothing will stop us. Admiral Kevin Ross coordinated the human fleets across multiple systems. Messages passed between colonies, pilots, and engineers in perfect synchronization. Humans had transformed from scattered survivors into a force that could challenge even the most powerful alien fleets. Far in space, the alien commanders grew nervous. They had expected humans to falter after small defeats, but instead, humans had learned, adapted, and grown stronger. They realized too late that they had underestimated a species that survived the impossible. "They are united," the elder alien said to his council. "They fight together across multiple systems. Our ships cannot overwhelm them and our commanders are confused. Humans are dangerous beyond what we imagined." "We can still retreat," one commander said. "We are stronger in firepower. They are few. We must strike quickly before they regroup." "It is too late for that," the elder alien replied. "They already have momentum. Humans are clever, fast, and willing to sacrifice for each other. If we continue, we lose more than we can afford." On Arden 5, Ethan addressed the colony leaders and pilots. "The aliens think they can intimidate us, overwhelm us, and divide us. They are wrong. Humans fight with courage, strategy, and unity. Today we show them that attacking humanity carries a cost no one can survive." Laura King and Lucas Gray worked to integrate shield systems and weapon networks across multiple colonies. Energy pulses from one planet could assist fighters in another system. Humans had turned distance into an advantage, confusing alien targeting systems and spreading fear across their fleet. Nate led the first wave of fighters into the approaching alien fleet. Small ships darted between the larger alien vessels, striking weak points and confusing their sensors. Human tactics were unpredictable, and alien commanders struggled to respond. "They adapt too quickly," one alien officer muttered. "We cannot predict their movements. Our advantage is gone." "Humans are not just surviving," the elder alien said. "They are dominating. Every strike is calculated. Every counterattack is precise. Attacking them directly is suicide." On the ground of Arden 5 and other human colonies, small teams disabled alien landing pods, captured supplies, and rescued civilians. Energy pulses from shield generators temporarily blinded alien targeting systems, giving humans the chance to strike critical ships. Amelia Young directed medics and shelters, making sure every human could survive the battle. Her calmness inspired others to move with confidence, even under alien fire. Humans survived because they helped each other, and today their unity became a weapon. Hours passed as humans pushed deeper into alien formations. Ships that once seemed invincible now faltered under coordinated attacks. Human pilots used speed, terrain, and clever maneuvers to destroy key vessels. Alien fleets began to collapse under pressure they had never expected. "They are losing control," a panicked alien commander said. "We cannot maintain formations. Humans are everywhere. They strike and vanish like ghosts." "We underestimated them," the elder alien said quietly. "They are not weak, not fragile. Humans are powerful when united. We must retreat or face total destruction." But retreat was too late. Human scouts had cut off escape routes. Ambushes from multiple colonies forced alien ships to slow, dodge, and lose formation. One by one, alien vessels were disabled, destroyed, or forced to surrender. The alien commanders could only watch as their fleet crumbled. Nate led his squadron into the heart of the alien formation. Small pulses from human ships disrupted command signals, and energy pulses from nearby colonies blinded targeting systems. Even the largest alien ships could not survive the coordinated human attack. "Look at that," Ethan said. "We are showing them the cost of underestimating humans." On the alien homeworld, the elder alien called an emergency council. The losses were immense. Entire fleets had been destroyed or captured. The aliens had failed to understand a simple truth: humans fight smarter, faster, and together. Survival was not about size or technology alone. It was about unity, courage, and intelligence. "They leave us no choice," the elder alien said. "We surrender." Humanity's wrath is greater than we imagined. Back on Arden 5, Ethan coordinated the final actions. Humans would not destroy the alien homeworld. They did not seek unnecessary bloodshed, but they would make the cost of aggression unforgettable. Broadcasts across the galaxy showed evidence of the invasion. Human colonies attacked, alien ships destroyed, and humans surviving against impossible odds. "We fight for survival, not cruelty," Ethan said to his team. "Let this be a warning. Humanity protects itself, and those who attack us pay the price." Human fleets surrounded the alien homeworld. Alien ships that survived were captured or disabled. Humans broadcast messages across alien systems, showing their strength, courage, and unity. The galaxy watched, and fear spread among alien species that had doubted humanity. Nate and his squadron landed safely on Arden 5 after the final operations. They were tired but victorious. Humans had won, not just through force, but through planning, courage, and cooperation. Amelia Young moved among the medics, treating the injured and comforting those who had seen horrors in battle. "We survived because we stayed calm. We worked together and we protected each other," she said. "Humans do not quit." Lucas Gray checked shield networks and weapon systems one last time. "Everything is stable. The aliens are defeated and humans are stronger than ever. This victory proves that we survive because we think, adapt, and fight together." Ethan looked at the stars above Arden 5. Humans had faced overwhelming odds, survived, and now demonstrated to the galaxy that no one should attack humanity. They had defended themselves and protected countless lives across multiple systems. Far away, the elder alien sent messages to all other fleets: never attack humanity. Survival is not guaranteed. Humans fight together, they adapt, and they strike with precision. No species has faced a threat like them, and none should attempt to. On Arden 5, Ethan addressed the colony leaders, pilots, medics, and engineers. Humans do not fight for glory. We fight to protect each other, our colonies, and our future. Today we have shown the galaxy that humanity survives, and that no one should ever underestimate us. The human fleets returned to their colonies, repairing ships and tending to the wounded. Civilians emerged from shelters, seeing their homes safe and knowing that humanity had defended itself against impossible odds. The cost had been high, but the lesson was clear. Humans were not weak, they were clever, united, and dangerous when threatened. Nate smiled as he watched other pilots report in. "We did it. They won't forget this." Amelia nodded, moving through the med bay. "We survived because we helped each other, stayed calm, and never gave up. Humans always fight smarter and together." Lucas looked at the repaired shield systems. "We are ready for the future. Humans are small, yes, but we are never weak. The galaxy will remember this day." Ethan stood on a hill outside the colony looking at the stars. The galaxy had learned a simple truth: attacking humans was dangerous. Survival was never guaranteed, and those who ignored the warnings paid the price. "This is not the end," Ethan said softly. "But humanity has shown its strength. We survive, we adapt, and we fight together. That is the power of humans." And far across the galaxy, alien species whispered the warnings of the day. Humans are not to be attacked. Their courage, unity, and intelligence make them unstoppable when awakened. Humanity had survived impossible attacks, adapted, and struck back, leaving the galaxy in awe and fear. The night on Arden 5 was quiet again. Humans repaired, celebrated quietly, and prepared for the future. They had won, but they knew that vigilance and unity were their true strengths. The galaxy would never forget the wrath of humanity, and the lesson was clear: never attack humans, because no one survives their determination and spirit. Ethan, Nate, Lucas, and Amelia looked at the stars together. Humans were small, yes, but unstoppable when united. Their wrath had been unleashed, and the galaxy would never underestimate them again.